Negotiations for a deal on the debt ceiling hitting a snag as the country gets closer to a possible default, all while President Biden is half a world away.
Let's get right to it with the man leading the Republican negotiations on the GOP side, the Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy. Mr. Speaker, thank you for joining us on The Bottom Line. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me back on, and congratulations on all the success on this show.
Thank you. So we have reports today that the negotiations are breaking down with the White House. What is the state of play?
Well, it's true that we took a pause because of the frustration that this White House will not acknowledge that they're spending too much. I've been very clear about where we need to go. And Sean, you know this better than anybody else. The way the process works, the House passes a bill, the Senate passes a bill, you go to conference. Senate never passed anything. The House raised the debt ceiling, but also put us on a trajectory to actually get our house in order. And what all your viewers need to understand, what is a debt limit? It's giving your child a credit card. They charged it all the way up. But year after year after year, all you did was raise the debt limit. So now you have to pay this credit card, but this credit card has more money on it than you make in an entire year. Our debt is larger than our entire economy by an extra 20%. So before we raise that debt limit, shouldn't we look at ways that we can save money, curve what we're spending? Because we've been spending more than we've been bringing in for the last 21 years. And so all we're simply saying is, let's spend less, let's pull back the COVID money that we haven't spent before, work requirements, help people get jobs, and you know what? Let's do some permitting reform, cutting the red tape so people can build things in America. And I think we could probably find a pretty good agreement to be able to move forward. But the White House will not budge.
Kevin, House Speaker.
You call me Kevin.
Do you expect that the negotiations will pick back up this weekend? Can you give us any sense?
I want to be very clear to the White House, and I've been very clear from the president back on February 1st about what we need to do, and he ignored us for 105 days pretty much. Just now are we back in the room. We'll be back in the room tonight, but it is very frustrating if they want to come into the room and think we're going to spend more money next year than the year we did this year. That's not right, and that's not going to happen.
And the characterization by Democrats to say Kevin McCarthy and Republicans want to cut all these programs, you actually, in your proposal that passed the House, increases spending by 1% a year, so you're not cutting anything. It's unbelievable. But the White House also issued a statement earlier today saying a responsible bipartisan budget agreement remains possible if both sides negotiate in good faith and recognize that neither side will get everything it wants. Mr. Speaker, how do you respond to the White House in their statement out tonight?
Well, that's interesting, because that's a brand new statement, because for 105 days they said no negotiations, only a clean debt ceiling, and you have to just do what I want or the world collapses. Then when we moved forward with the own bill because they wouldn't talk to us, they went out and said we were going to cut the veterans by 22%. That was a lie. We just showed last week that no, we increase veteran spending. Like any other household, you sit down, you prioritize where you're going to spend. But we cannot continue to live this way. Look, in a 50-year average, we normally spend about 21% of GDP. In fiscal year 22, we are spending more than 24% of GDP. But the amount of money that we're bringing in, normally we bring in a little over 70% of GDP. We're now bringing in almost 20%. Only 2 other times in modern history have we ever brought in so much money. So it's not a taxing issue. What it really is a spending issue. And the White House needs to understand this, because they added $6 trillion of spending. That's why we've hit the limit. They brought us inflation. It actually collapsed. 3 of the biggest 4 bank failures in American history just happened in the last couple months. People's money goes less. We're more dependent upon China, and our energy costs are higher. But you know what? We can solve a lot of those problems by getting this bill right.
Mr. Speaker, our own Jackie Heinrich just reported this a short while ago, that some congressional Democrats have been calling, particularly Bernie Sanders and 11 other Senate Democrats have been calling for invoking the 14th Amendment. And Joe Biden's been wishy-washy on that, saying he had thought about it, taking advice from Lawrence Tribe, but he said it would be fought in the courts, obviously. And also looking at the defense budget as an area for cuts. A White House source told her that cuts to defense are not being proposed and the 14th Amendment is not seen as a good fix. Your reaction to that?
Yeah, doing the 14th Amendment would not solve any problems. And why would this president go there instead of doing what everybody else has ever done in government? You work together, you negotiate. But for the last 105 days, he refused to negotiate. He's not even in the country today. This is part of the problem. It's just like the border. He ignored the border problem. He knew Title 42 was going to be lifted, and he thought it would just go away. The same problem happened when it came to the debt ceiling. But you know what Republicans in the House did? We passed a debt ceiling that actually a limit, save, grow. And we did it long before Janet Yellen ever said June 1st was a deadline. And we also passed a border security bill that would secure our border before they actually lifted Title 42. You know, you can find solutions if you're willing to work.
Mr. Speaker, you had a hard road to the speakership, and I think that set the White House on a trajectory to underestimate you. And I got to tell you what, I've been amazed at how you've held a very small conference together, getting really big things done. And maybe at some point they'll take you seriously and sit down and figure out that you have the conference behind you and you're going to be able to negotiate with your conference a deal that works for all of America. And when that happens, I think we get a deal. But I do want to move on because yesterday we found out from a whistleblower in their testimony that was covered by Jim Jordan in Judiciary that Catholics and pro-life groups and even parents at school board meetings were being targeted by the FBI with investigations. They were essentially treated as domestic terrorists. And I bet that list is much longer. What do you think the Congress will do or can do to get the FBI and the DOJ back under control to actually enforce the law and not target political opponents?
Sean, this is such an important issue. And it's not something, what will the Congress do in the future? When I became Speaker, we created a new select committee on the weaponization of government. You have never seen something like this except back in the 70s at one time. And we were fearful of what we were hearing from out there, from the whistleblowers, from the parents just going to school board meetings. And we created this committee to do exactly what we're now finding out about. How do we correct this problem? I happened to be on a phone call today with the director of the FBI on this issue and a number of issues, a subpoena we have before him and others, because this has have to stop. Even today, we have now learned the Washington Post, of all papers, just printed the use that the FBI used on January 6th. More than 300,000 they were looking at data points, using FISA against Americans in there. And they even talk about a lawmaker, somebody who wasn't elected in the process. This is so concerning that you've got FBI using this in the wrong manner. And we've watched going after people to mass, having an FBI agent in there because they think those people may be terrorists because they're Catholic. You know, I was just with the Pope a couple weeks ago. I bet he would find that a little disturbing as well, that his church had that concern. Or a parent going to a school board meeting. And you know what was real concerning? We had an FBI agent who came forward as a whistleblower, and you know why he was so concerned? Because he was one of those parents who went to a school board meeting concerned about what was being taught in his children's school.
They're violating people's constitutional rights as guaranteed to them in the Bill of Rights, in the first 10 amendments to the Constitution, and they don't care? Was there any contrition at all from Christopher Wray?
You know, we had a long conversation about it, but I was very clear to him what this Congress will do and what we're looking at, and that we have say and jurisdiction over the FBI. And they need to comply with the requests that we have for the information and the data. And that's the exact reason why we have already set up the Weaponization Committee and the individuals who are running it, and Jim Jordan is the chair of it. And I promise you this, not only will we get to the bottom of it, we will correct this so this never happens again.
Yeah, he's got to go or he's got to start fixing the FBI. One of them have to happen. But I want to get to one last topic with you, Mr. Speaker. Democrat Congresswoman Cori Bush is leading a call for reparations that would cost the country a whopping $14 trillion. Now, I know that it's probably not going to pass a Republican-led House. It's not going to come up for a vote. But where do you see this movement on reparations going? A lot more Democrats and Democrat states are talking about it.
You know, it's not just Cori. So in California, Gavin Newsom put together a committee to look at this, and they did the exact same thing as they moved forward. But, you know, in California, we fought for freedom. So we were founded a little later in life, and I don't understand where they're going. But remember who Cori Bush is. This is the face and the thought and the philosophy of this Democratic Party that's fighting. Just last week, she voted against a resolution honoring officers who were killed in the line of duty. Could you believe that?
No.
She voted against a resolution, a National Police Week, that honored officers that gave their life in the defense of others. This is the thought of what she has. But don't think it's isolated. This is the Democrat movement. This is the new Democratic Party. This is what they believe. We watched it in every aspect of where they're going. That's why they're fighting so hard against us when we want to be able to pass something that puts us on a trajectory to balance our budget, but actually takes care of our debt ceiling. They're fighting against work requirements that in Wisconsin just a couple months ago, it passed by 82% when the Democrats had the biggest turnout.
Democrats voted for it, Mr. Speaker. You're right, in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Not
because
the
you know
bastion
what?
of conservatism.
It puts people to work. It takes people out of poverty, puts them to work. And instead of borrowing money from China to pay somebody to stay home, it helps them get dignity, a job, a home, and pay for their kids' college.
Really quickly before we go, Sean was interested in this. The CEO of OpenAI, kind of the core of artificial intelligence development in this country, was testifying in front of the Senate earlier this week. And we just wanted to ask you about the potential, and he was talking about regulation and the need for it, the potential for regulation coming out of the House of Representatives on artificial intelligence, where you sit on that.
Well, you know, this is something I've been looking at for a number of years. We also had Sam Altman over at the House, where I had him in the auditorium and brought all Republicans and Democrats together. A couple weeks ago, I had MIT in. MIT actually teaches a course to our generals in AI and quantum. And more than a year ago, I went out there for them to design a course to educate all members of Congress. So before we write legislation, we ought to understand it. But AI is moving faster than anything we think. AI could be very positive. It could help us cure cancer. It could help us in a number of areas. It could take certain jobs away, but it could create new jobs. But it also has a potential for doing some damage. It's kind of like the social network of what we looked at. It was so great at the beginning, but what is it doing to our children today? So I want to look at it with eyes wide open, because you know what? China and Russia, they're trying to capture AI, and whoever captures that first has an advantage over others. And I want to do it for all the right reason to help the citizens of this country, but I also want to protect us at the same time. So we're looking at it in a number of different areas. I've got a working group of Republicans and Democrats, but all of them are invited together to gather the information before we start crafting any legislation on it.
A man you should never underestimate, the Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it.
Thank you, guys, and congratulations on a lot of success.
Sorry I called you Kevin.
No. Hey, you should hear what other people call me. Anytime you call me Kevin, I'm excited.
It's true. I can attest. You actually like him.
You're not supposed to say that. Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, sir.